And now to help us look at this business of technology, we're joined by John Reid, President of the Canadian Advanced Technology Alliance. Good to see you again, John. What a week it was in the stock markets, and certainly tech did not escape the damage from the stock markets. Do you think there's going to be a hangover effect here for some significant time?
Are you telling me this wasn't a calm week?
I don't think so. I think there were a lot of people tearing their hair out.
Well, let's get a bit of perspective on this, Paul. Obviously some pretty serious developments, but high tech and business and people are fairly resilient. And I think a positive that we've seen is how the international community are addressing some of these conditions. So yes, there's going to be some hits, there's going to be some restructuring, but that really doesn't diminish the overall capability we have to create things in Canada. And let's think about that and sort of ride through this.
That's putting a very positive spin on it, John. And Nortel would like to hear that, because Nortel was perhaps one of the hardest hit, with a 52% drop the day that they announced revenues are down, we're going to have to make some more cuts. Was that an overreaction? I mean, they're not alone in facing a difficult time in the telecom sector.
Well, we talked about adjusting in meeting circumstance. Now, obviously, the Ethernet, which are networking technologies, that is a key area. And I think the decision to sell that was a difficult one. But again, you're looking at the longevity of the company. You're looking at a company that has a lot of talent. You're looking at a company that has its center of R&D in Canada, in Ottawa. And if you notice, they reinforce that. So it's very important that we support Nortel and that we support the Ottawa community as an R&D location.
Well, going with that, there was certainly lots of attention paid to the fact that Nortel is not alone. In fact, many tech companies face difficult times, the value of the dollar, and a whole bunch of other things. Terry Matthews said that through CATA. What kind of response have you had in the roughly 3 weeks since Terry came out and said, we've got problems in this country, we need to address them?
Well, what a nice segue we've made there. I think we've done this before.
It just happens, yeah.
Well, link that R&D center, that infrastructure we have in Canada, our ability to attract business, and then ask yourself the question, what are the 22 things we have to do differently? If you read Mr. Matthews' white paper, which we helped develop, you'll find the steps that we have to take to attract talent, to attract money, and to attract market access. So no, we're not doing enough, and it's very precarious. We're tilted slightly in a negative direction to win, but it doesn't take much to move us from that 14th to first position. We've set out the 22 recommendations.
Right, you've set them out. Now you'd like the politicians to pay attention. We're in the midst of an election campaign, and I don't hear them talking about...
Well, you noticed that too, and we're a little disappointed. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. We've seen some announcements on government procurement, the bundling of large contracts. We asked for the business plan. What are the benefits? We did that before a parliamentary committee. They agreed with us. Yet we understand that this may be going forward. That may not be the way forward. We're doing a big survey on that now. We'd like to understand how this affects innovation. Let's take the R&D tax credits. We understand they're going to release new circulars that do not or have not engaged the business community in really giving them feedback on whether that will work or not. These are the levers that must be done correctly if you're going to be number one. And we're a little concerned that the election messaging isn't picking that up.
In fact, this week was the first time I heard anybody talk about technology, and there was a prime minister saying, we're in good shape. We have an initiative, and we're going down that road. I get the impression you may not quite agree with him on that.
Well, you need a vision of the country. And that vision should be based on innovation, not where we are now, but where we'd like to be 5 or 10 years from now. You go back to Terry Matthews, top global entrepreneur, you look at his analysis of the situation, you look at the 22 recommendations, and then you give us a report card. We have much work that has to be done.
Okay, John Reid of CATA, thanks very much for your time. Up next is this week's edition of Webmania, and a reminder to join me this Thursday and every Thursday on the pages of Metro newspaper. My column on technology appears not only in the paper, but on their website, metronews.ca. Metro, Ottawa's fastest growing free newspaper, available Monday to Friday wherever you see the green boxes.